So a few interesting things happen here when we do the 30s. So if I go like 30, 10, okay, boom, boom, there's the same side, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I go 30, 20, boom, boom, okay, or I go, oh, no, that's supposed to be an angle, straight to angle, okay? So now the 30, 30, that's your question mark kick.
Yep.
Boom, boom, right?
Oh, okay.
And the 30, 40 is a flying round kick. Boom, boom, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then when you do it on the other side, it's the reverse.
Mm.
Yeah. So again, 40, straight.
Yeah.
Get his hands to come down, come in with your 10. 40, 20, boom. Make sure it's an angle. You can do it straight too. You can do straight, straight. I just like playing with straight and angle.
Yeah.
Straight and angular because it's an extra dynamic of change. And then you get your 40, 30, or 40, 30, that's your
Mhm.
flying round kick. And then your question mark kick on that last
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So your 10 will set up your 10, 20, 30, 40, etc.
Yeah.
Or your 10, 20, 30, 40 will set up your 10. Simple way of looking at it. And it gives you a large amount of variance, and they're all super basic and simple.
Yeah.
And you're always able to change your offensive game and keep guys guessing on where you're going to come in.
Yeah.
And even if you're not hitting the head, right? So like say I do a 10-30, straight line 10, oh, boom,
Yeah.
you attack his arm. The opening doesn't necessarily need to be there, but now he's still guessing on where you're coming in, right? And you just change the target. Boom.
Yeah.
Second time.
Okay.
Third time, kick somewhere else.
And see, when you throw feints and fakes into something that random,
Yeah.
that's fucking craziness.
Yeah, it
You-
really
there's
is
no clue.
randomized.
How
but
do you
it's-
pick it out?
It
Yeah.
still follows.
It's
set.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a set random pattern.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
as goofy as that sounds.
It's a small group of techniques with a large amount of variance,
Mhm.
and that can be very defensively confusing
Yeah.
and offensively empowering for sure. Yeah.
See, I felt that today. It was
sa-
like,
Same as defense. If I'm able to vary my defense, whether I'm parrying straight attacks or slipping or weaving or eluding straight attacks or shelling straight attacks or wing blocking or whatever it is,
Yeah.
just eluding. If I'm constantly changing my defense, but keeping it simple, like my hands aren't opening up or anything, I'm just doing some level changes and staying on the line of attack with some footwork. But there's still a large amount of variance there. And it's harder for him to get a beat on what defense you're going to do, so he can't really follow it up as well. But the reverse is also true, which is what we're working here,
Yeah.
countering the defense with
Well,
some variance.
That random movement also makes it hard to set you up for something.
That's
Yeah.
right. It absolutely does. How do you follow up
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Right? Like if a guy's changing his angles of attack all the time, you're not getting a bead on his offensive position at the end, at the punctuation.
Mhm.
So now, well, how do I follow that up? It does make it hard. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
That's one more
Yeah.
point. So
Well, the thing is, when you blend it
that's what
together,
it is. Got it. How many different jabs do you have?
2, 3. 3? Yeah, it's just straight body and then the up jabs too.
Right, but look. 1,
Mhm.
2,
Oh,
same
yeah, I guess
jab.
it's still different.
3,
Yeah.
4, 5. And that's just my straight jab. Okay, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
All I've done is change my head position.
Mhm.
High, low, left, right. One jab. Okay, but it's 5 jabs.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So your jab looks different. Because you're firing now, firing from my chin is one thing, but now what if I jab from here?
This is yeah. So
What if I jab from here?
Mhm.
Right? Obviously there's some openings there.
Yeah.
There's some tactical differences in the structure of my stance here that are gonna be giving you ideas.
Yeah.
Right? I need to be aware of my own opening. if I'm changing, so for example, this pattern.
Yeah.
Here,
Oh, I guess,
here,
yeah. Some
here,
shit.
here, right?
It's all relative.
Changing
Yeah.
that hand position from the center, high outside, high inside, low outside, low inside, and you fire it from there, you're now really making it hard for him to get a bead on where your punch is firing from, right? So, one jab.
Yeah.
It's not.
That makes sense.
Yeah, just make your jab look different every time. He's gonna have a much harder time catching a bead on where it's coming
Yeah.
from.
So I do that a lot, like when I was sparring before. It'd either be like straight or it'd be like just cutting angles with just my feet. I don't go my body that much.
One jab that's definitely underutilized because it's not legal in boxing is your back fist. Even if, and it doesn't even need to be a huge back fist. Here's our center line. Anything that starts coming from this side as a jab is a back fist, and you can't do that in boxing. But if
Yeah.
I wham, that's a wicked jab. There's tons of power in it. And you can bend your knuckles however you want. It could be the back of your fist, it could be the front of your fist, it could be a hammer fist, right? It could be a Canuck jab, boom, turn your hand over. That's like I always call it like a Canuck hook or a Canuck uppercut. Where you're turning your hand out. This, you can see my hands. So I gotta be careful when I'm not wrapped.
Yeah.
And I think I talked about that at the last seminar.
Yeah, I think so.
But I really do like unwrapped striking with this angle. It's just so much safer on my hands and my wrists. It just feels better. But again, that's that. Boom,
Yeah.
that's a jab. And one of the things that's nice about it
It
is it
curls.
hides that jaw.
Yeah.
And it really gives you that corkscrew effect that custom auto likes so much, you know? Screw your punches in.
Yeah.
You know? So, variants of the jab from different positions. Could be the same jab, straight off the nose, or it could start coming from different high, low, inside, outside lines of attack. It could be different surfaces of the fist, but it's all different jabs. But
I like
it's
the
same
back
thing.
fist jab like that. Start a little
Yeah,
smack.
that's right.
Oh,
You can just pick at a guy's eye, pick at his
Absolutely.
nose, drive him fucking
Absolutely.
crazy.
yeah, and you can take, again, what you were talking about earlier, taking the power out.
Yes.
If you're just
Yes.
like a loose whipping tricep
Just
of
a
a
slap in the
jab,
mouth.
bop, doesn't need to hurt him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it pisses him off.
Definitely gonna affect his
Yeah.
position.
And it's gonna make him restart.
Yes.
He's gonna have to reset and back off
Interrupt
again.
his movement.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Break
Yeah.
that chain. Yeah.
It's a loose whipping jab, that one.
And my man used to do that to us all the time. Fucking smack in the mouth.
Stockton slap.
No, I called my brother a cunt, and the old man smacked me in the mouth.
You might have had it coming there.
Kind of deserves it.
Yeah, still recording, are you?
Yeah.
That's where all the good stories get.
It's the unedited
Beep it
video.
out, yeah.
That's cool though, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
See, I've been a fan of the weird stuff, the left to center stuff, the non-traditional.
right.
Putting a chair in front of the bag and working your arm punches.
Yes.
Because when you're in a situation where you
yes,
can't
totally
twist
about
your
that.
body,
Yeah.
That's right.
throw your fucking arm punch.
That's right.
It's a strike. You're going to
Yes.
land it. And the
That's
harder you
right.
can throw it, when you put your body behind it and you do your proper technique, it's going to be that much harder.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That's the way my brain works.
That's
is
right.
take your basic fundamentals and work them as best you can.
And there's going to be many situations in mixed martial arts where you're not going to have your hips to hit it.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
when you sat up on Mika,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That was an arm punch.
Yeah.
You knocked him in the next fucking week
Yep.
because he didn't see it coming. You know?
Poor guy.
I did. I was
Like,
screaming
"Oh,
at the
God."
TV. Like I had a heart attack that night. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Or like that whole thing about leading off your lead leg. Instead of planting both feet for your power,
Mhm.
throw off your lead leg. Plant
right.
one leg and throw off that one leg.
Yep. That's right.
It's still better than leaping around and having nothing on your punches.
Yeah, like old school thinking is that you should never have your head outside your line of your
behind the
toe.
knee. Behind the knee, yeah.
But in fighting, you're constantly throwing your balance and your center of
Yeah.
gravity out and
Yeah.
regaining it and catching it. Or engaging in a guy and mutually imbalancing your center of gravity and regaining it before he does,
Mhm.
hopefully landing on top. But
Yeah.
it's the same concept from grappling, as it is in striking. Throw your center of gravity way out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no reason why we shouldn't necessarily be able to take our rear foot off the floor. Or the same side foot, like you were talking about
Mhm,
earlier, the
mhm,
same
mhm.
side strikes. Boom.
Yeah,
Love those.
yeah. Kick that leg back, get a little
Yes.
extra momentum, throw
Yeah.
something on it.
Yeah.
And nobody's chopping your lead leg when you do that. 'Cause that's what I'm trying to get him to do all the time is peripheral. And when a guy has a traditional stance, tear up that fucking leg.
Mhm.
Every time he throws a jab, kick that leg. Every time he does something, chop that leg. Because again, it breaks the momentum. And now he's back to square one.
It's back to basics. This is all like white belt stuff, 10, 20, 30, 40.
Yeah.
And it's same side combination stuff.
Mhm.
And it's very fundamental. So what you're looking at is you're looking at a 10 to a 30 and a 30 to a 10.
Yeah.
Right? So Boss Ruben, this is one that he drilled the hell out of me. It was a 10-30. And he'd do the switch stepping 10 into the 30. Bop, boom, that's your liver kick. That's
Mhm.
a 10-30,
Yeah.
right? But if you're doing the reverse, we call it, well, some guys, it's usually with the rear side, that's Superman. But when I do a lead side, I call it Phantom. So it's here, boom, boom.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
That's your lead, same side, scissoring strike. Leg to hand or hand to leg. So the rear side would be 40 to 10. That's your pop, pop. And if you guys, it's a Superman punch.
Yeah.
I call that ghost. And then the reverse would be a 20 to 40. Bah, bah,
Yeah.
right? Which is very, very common. But to look at it as a set of 4. Because that's what it is.
Mm.
Same side hand to foot, same side foot to hand.
Yeah.
On both sides. It's a set. And when you can really start whap whap or whap whap or hop hop, putting them hop hop, mixing them up together and flow on the move, you have all set to work with. Now you're getting more variance of this, and you don't look at it differently. You're not doing something different.
Mm.
You're just varying the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it is the same thing.
Mm.
You don't need to you got 100 different techniques there. No, you don't.
Yeah, no.
You do not have 100 techniques.
Yeah.
You have 5 that you're able to use 100 different ways.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's not clouding your mind or filling your cup because it's simplicity. It's
Yeah.
5 things.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have trouble or juggling 3 things, right?
Mm.
You know, as long as you can juggle.
Oh, no.
2 things.
Yeah. Who's playing the Nickelback?
Took a sack.
Yeah. No. I've always, for me, it's always been jab, cross, hook, cross, body, cross. Cover your basics, repeat the shit out of it, and build from there. But get that flow down.
That's right.
And I mean, I push the guys, he does too, with the shadow boxing when they're warming up. So many people just one punch.
Yeah,
One
14, man.
One punch.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
Bop. Add that liver in.
Work your combos, yeah, and then gradually build it up. Absolutely. Because that flow is so important. Because again, your whole premise is trying to interrupt the other person's flow.
That's right.
So you want to have your own, right, when the time's there. No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
Chunking. You're taking this large grouping of moves and just putting it into 4 main groups.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the girls' curdy chases.
Fuck
Anyways.
off.
It's alright. Each their own.
That's Ronnie, yeah?
Yeah, it
No,
is.
here.
He likes the big ones, they don't rattle.
Yeah. It's not wrong, but yeah.
Alright, I'm turning this.
I was gonna say, fuck, that's on.